Welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC, and then we're also going to talk about some altcoins, and then where do I think the price of BTC is heading to, at least for the short term, right? So we previously hit all our target of I haven't done a live stream for almost a month, so but we hit all our target except 9500. We just got to 9,074, right? 9,074. So we quite just about short 400 points, right, from a 9,500 target. But we're just gonna reassess our judgment, and then BTC is calling for a higher number, but the chart is basically selling off. But next target is nothing but 11,000, right? So let's take a look at the the daily chart first of all, right? That's a daily chart. So if you remember well, back in let's say 5,000 level, right? So if you've been following me, once we got to a 5,000 level, I said a BTC gonna hit a 9,500, right? Because Litecoin push higher, almost a 60 to 70% after it made this correction versus BTC. Same type of pattern, same flat correction, a 65 to 70% move to the upside. So I said BTC going to be making the same type of move, right? So, and that's exactly what we did. So if you really take a look at it, after this move, we made a 75% move, right? So it's even higher than Litecoin. So let me show you Litecoin and Litecoin BTC. When you take a look at Litecoin BTC, after this big push to the upside, we got this flat correction just about this area. Same flat correction. I compared the same day before BTC get that push to the upside. So you take a look at it, we got almost a 65% move, right? So if you really take a look at it from the bottom, we got almost 70% move. So BTC got the same type of structure, a 75% move to the downside, but it is not giving us a sell-off pattern to the downside. So if you remember also back in early let's say early April, right, I said Litecoin gonna come back down to a 0.0115, and that's exactly what we double bottom at. But the BTC is not giving us a rejection pattern right now, so it is giving us a continuation pattern. Let's go back to BTC. You take a look at BTC, we got the same exact correction. This correction is just bigger, and because of the volume is much bigger, so but it's the same exact correction just about this area, same exact correction. So nice flat correction, and I'm looking for a one-to-one extension. So what I'm looking for BTC to do, I'm looking for BTC to replicate this entire move just about this area. So just about this area. So you're looking at almost 11,000, right? So if you really want to take a look at this area as the bottom, you're looking at almost 1,200. So it is quite possible for BTC to hit a 11 to 12k very shortly after we finish up this correction. So it's nothing but a correction. I don't think we're gonna break below 7k anytime soon, but we're just gonna have to wait and see till the end of the week. The RSI is looking great. You take a look at the RSI, it's not looking bad at all on the daily time frame. It is just about 50, so it is pretty much in neutral. So we got plenty of momentum to move to the upside, right? So we got this nice corrective move. A further sell-off. So most likely we're gonna get back to this area, get some more correction just like that, and push higher. So but I'm still extremely bullish on BTC, just like I was back in March before the big sell-up, right? So if you remember well, back in March, we got this move, and I said BTC gonna head BTC is heading to 5,200, 5,300, and then we got to that area, make a nice corrective move, and then a push to 9,000. So it is extremely bullish. So but most people are gonna be calling for 2k BTC, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. So let me take a look at the chat room very shortly. We're also going to take a look at the Ripple, XRP, ADA, XLM, and some other altcoins, right? So it is a big sell-off though. We came down from almost like a 8,800 down to like a 74. So it is a big sell-off. But altcoins are not supporting this sell-off. Most altcoins still like holding strong versus BTC. If you go back like on April 1st, when BTC like made this a big move to the upside, altcoin was dropping hardly. And now BTC is dropping hardly, but altcoin not even dropping versus BTC. That's a good sign, at least for the short term. So hey, what's up KW? Hey, what's up Drew? So what's up John E Bank? Hey, what's up Johnny Bull? Okay, Johnny Bull. All right, man. So if you guys want to talk about any altcoin, you can let me know, and then before I start off with my own list of altcoin that I think like going to make a big run to the upside very shortly. So you got like plenty of altcoin right now, like looking very bullish, like even like GXS was very bullish like recently, but I haven't been made in like many like a live stream, so I wasn't able to give like these signals. But I've been following GSS like the last couple of weeks. So, and then it's almost like 30% up. So let's go ahead and talk about XRP first. For some reason, I usually don't take a look at like XRP USD dollar, so, but let's take a look at the XRP BTC. XRP is looking great, man. Like as I mentioned previously, like after we broke this area of 7,000 level, I said like the most probable area of support going to be this area of 4,000. So we came down to 4,000. You can see like this big rejection we got. Now we're still looking good. It's not even that bad. Like even BTC is dropping. You can see like XRP is holding very strong versus BTC. Like it hasn't even dropped like more than 10% versus BTC, and BTC is down like 10%. So it is a great sign. We just have to deal with this 50 EMA just about this area. It is a short bull flag. I mean, it's not short, but I'm talking about the length of the pullback is kind of short, but the bull flag is kind of too long, right, compared to this length. So, but as long as BTC like cool. I mean, as long as BTC like cool off a little bit, most likely XRP gonna get some rejection from this 100 EMA. So next target is just about like 6,400 to 6,500 for XRP versus BTC. So I'm not sure how much is going to be the dollar value, because it all depends on BTC, right? So let's say if BTC goes back up to 8K, most likely it's going to be somewhere around like let's say 55 cents, just rough estimate. So something like that, right? So keep that in mind, right? XRP is extremely bullish, nice rounded double bottom, semicircle, a big push to the upside. So let's go ahead and move on to ADA. When you take a look at ADA, we got a big sell-off since started since April, first week of April, right, down to this level of I think like December lows, right, first week of December lows. So but the dollar value of ADA is like up, almost like double this year, just because BTC is up like almost 300%. So from 3K to 9K, right? That's the only reason like ADA is up. But it's not like ADA is up because ADA is doing good. So keep that in mind. Just like XRP, we pushed to the upside, come back down, retest December lows, and then push to the upside, almost like 30% move to the upside, right? So just like Cosmos, right, Atom. So a big push to the upside. It's not that. Yeah, almost like a 35 to almost 35% move to the upside, right? And get corrected like 60 to 70%, you know, to the downside. So now we're struggling to push higher. BTC is, you know, not looking good, but as not BTC like you know, finish up its correction, most likely ADA gonna push higher, right? So, but we're just gonna have to wait and see as not like we break this area of 50 EMA very shortly. So let's move on to XLM. XLM, same type of pattern. We don't have any divergence. That's a bad thing about XLM. You know, you can say like it's a bear flag, but you got a big divergence just about this area. So let's see, got a big divergence just about this area. Just like that. So it is huge divergence since like started since like February. So it's like a you know, almost like a 4-month divergence. So it is a big thing, right? So this move, you can say it's a bear flag or a just normal correction, but it has to push higher and get some sort of rejection, so we can say like it's not a bear flag. We're not going to be coming back down to retest just about like 1100 1200 right range. So but we have to push high. It is holding strong on the 12-hour bars. This is the daily chart, but it is holding strong on the 12 hours and then you know, on the 4 hours. So but we just have to push higher and then retest like a 1800 to a 1900 sats. So in order to start feeling, in order to like you know, be confident about XLM, it has to push higher. So it has to push higher. Hey, what's up, Sonny? Yeah, Harmony is kind of Harmony. I've been following Harmony like since it came out like the first day. It is let's take a look at one BTC. If you're investing like for the long term, I wouldn't mind, but for the short term, like it's kind of like hard to predict like what this coin going to do, because the only thing you can do is just take a look at the hourly time frame and then the you know, the lower time frame. You don't have any like a sort of history to say like if like Harmony gonna go up like Matic, right? Just like 500 sats. It could, but it just doesn't have enough history for you to like you know, be confident about that call. But just to do like some simple TA on it, you know, you got a nice round bottom. I mean a nice round bottom. So sort of like a, you know, and with the head and shoulder, a push higher. You know, it could push higher, but it is just hard to say, man. It is just hard to say like if Harmony gonna be able to do this, right? So the volume is pretty big, so you would be looking at like almost like 450, right? So let's say if like we are able to break like a 330 to a 340, we could hit like 450 to 460 range, in that range, right? Just about this area. But it is kind of very aggressive. So but that would be the next target. Let's say we don't get like any rejection from this area, so we're most likely going to be able to retest 450, but it is very, very aggressive to wait for 450. So if you enter like, let's say like a 230, we almost up like 40%. So you know, it's not that bad. I mean, it is really good to be up 40% in like less than you know, 24 hours. So but it is, I mean, we will see. I mean, I'm just gonna wait for Harmony to be able to break 340 first, right, and come back retest a push higher. That's what I'm looking for Harmony to be able to do. If not, I wouldn't be touching it. You know, I'm not even gonna try to accumulate Harmony. So, but and wait for like maybe lower 100 sats, something like that. So All right, Sonny. All right, let's move on to EOS BTC. Yeah, I miss Harmony, man. I watch Harmony like just about like 225 to 330. I could have like stay in, but I decided to get out. So, but I didn't wait all the way up to like a 330 because it is very volatile, and then sometimes you can go to bed, wake up, and that coin is like 20% down. So let's take a look at EOS. EOS same type of formation. Nice divergence just about this area. You can take a look at it. You can see just about this area. We got a big divergence, a push to the upside. A three-way move, just like what Ethereum did back in December, right? Same type of pattern, Ethereum and NEO. So we got this big sell-off. So it's most likely time for EOS to get some big push to the upside very shortly. So very shortly. And if you really remember, like last time we talked about EOS, we said like EOS going to be coming back down to this area, just about like 8,000, right? So that's what I said, like EOS going to be coming down to 8,000. So we even like broke below it, came down like to like almost like 70, right? Just about that area, like 70,000, right? So a big push to the upside, coming back to retest these lows. We're gonna most likely gonna push higher. So, but we're just gonna have to wait and see how EOS is gonna be able to do that, right? But it is not looking bad at all. Like our side is completely oversold, so it is most likely time to be accumulating, not to be selling, right? Not to be selling. It is time to be accumulating slowly. So if you miss this whole entire move, so. BTC is moving. Let's take a look at BTC. I haven't been watching BTC recently, because I've been focused so much on altcoins. So, but like I said, maybe BTC, it's just gonna make this flat correction, and then we're gonna go up like to 11, 12K. So most people are gonna be calling for 2K. So, but it is moving. It is looking great. The R side is completely oversold, but it's gonna come back to retest it. It's not like we're gonna go like to 8,500 tonight, so it's gonna just slow down very shortly. It's gonna slow down, so it's gonna slow down very shortly. It is a big reversal pattern just about this area, so excuse me. It is looking great, just about 78.28. So we're gonna get some rejection, just about like 8,000, something like that. But we're not going like, we're not going like to 9,000. That's what I meant to say, not 8,000. But we're gonna get some rejection, most likely make a round, just like that, right? Just like that. I'm looking for this type of move, just like that, right? They push high, so. But BTC is extremely bullish, guys. I've said it like since BTC was 4K, so people are still looking for 2K BTC. So, but all right, let's move on to ARK, because I'm looking at ARK to be bullish very shortly. When you take a look at ARK, we got a big sell-off. Started like since let's see. When it started, let's remove everything. Started like since like late February, right? But you can just say like first week of April, like April 1st. So we got this big sell off to the downside, a double bottom, just like the rest of the crypto. If you follow like most altcoins, they either making this pattern, just like that, a big push to the upside, just like ZILLIQA, and ICX, right? They made this pattern. So on the lower time frame, ARK is making the same type of pattern. It's just like this is the daily. So but if you take a look at the 12-hour bars, it is looking beautiful. So it is just looking like a, you know, a flat line, just like that. So looking like a, you know, accumulation move and ready to move to the upside. We could get a fake out, you know, another accumulation move, and, you know, a push high. It doesn't, you know, change anything about the, you know, the momentum. It's just like, you know, you're gonna be accumulating just about this area. Yes, but we could get a fake out, but I'm looking for a push high, just about to retest like a, you know, last week of April high, just about this area. Let's say like 11,000, right? 11 to 12,000, because ARC is very aggressive sometimes. It can give you like those like a 60 to a 70% move in one day. So just like the 50% move, you know, 70% move almost like in like less than you know, less than 2 days. So it can give you those type of moves. So I'm looking for ARC to push to the upside, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at ICX and then WANCHAIN. You take a look at ICX. You know, I got this set up like way before when ICX was just about this area. You have to go to the to my trading view. Let's see. If you are not familiar with my trading view, make sure to go to my trading view. I got all these setups, right? So got all these setups. Let's take a look at ICX. Nulls. That's YB. So ICX, we got this setup like a push to the, you know, 525 range, and I think we got that move, you know, when ICX was just about this area, right? So and then we said like ICX gonna, you know, we got the exact move just about the area. We hit the exact same target. So but going back to ICX, I'm looking for ICX to maybe like be able to retest this area of like a 440 before we can able, you know, before we can push higher, right? So we could be retesting like just about like 440, so it's not that much, right? So let's see, it's not that much. Yeah, so the current price is just about 470. We could be coming back down to retest like a 430 to you know, 400 range, because you know, I'm looking for a 3-wave move to the downside. So this wave, we got one. You got this, that. I'm looking for a, you know, another wave to the downside, you know, a fake out, a push to the upside, right? So especially BTC is, you know, pretty much down, so most of these are going to be able to go up high. So but you know, ICX is not looking bad at all. It's not looking bad at all. So hey, what's up, Raymond? Yeah, I was about to take a look at ZILLIQA and then a WANCHAIN. Let's take a look at WANCHAIN first. I mean, hey Raymond, make sure to join the Telegram group, because you know, we talked about ZILLIQA. You know, I've been talking about ZILLIQA like right before ZILLIQA got this big move to the upside. If you follow like if you got like a Binance at least, you know, ZILLIQA was experiencing like a heavy like a buying pressure. So just about this area, like, you know, price was moving like flat, but like the buying pressure on Binance was like very heavy. Like people were buying like, you know, 1, 2, 3 BTC at the time. So that's how I knew like ZILLIQA gonna get this big move to the upside. So almost like, let's see, almost a 40% move to the upside in like 2 days. So but like I said, like most alt right now, they're getting this pattern, like just like back in March, right? If you remember, like back in March, most alt was getting this you know, either a falling wedge, right, you know, or just like a you know, normal like accumulation move. So same type of pattern like back in March, right? And then you remember back in March, like we got a big push to the upside, like almost like a 40 to 60% move to the upside. So but ZILLIQA, when you take a look at WANCHAIN, just about this area, this is WANCHAIN, right? So not ZILLIQA. So WANCHAIN was experiencing same thing also. That's why I'm kind of confused, because they got the same exact, not same exact, but same similar pattern. So we got this big move to the upside, and then came back down, just like 0.618, another push to the upside. So most likely we're going to retest like this area of 600 sats and see like if we're going to be able to push higher, right? So because we're already up like 40% in like 2 days. So but let's see if we're going to be able to retest you know, 650 to 67, right? Because we got a you got a reversal pattern just about this area. So that's a flag just about this area. So I'm looking for a retest. So after we retest it, we're gonna see where we're going next, right? Let's move on to ZILLIQA. Yeah, ZILLIQA is making the same move like I said about WANCHAIN, right? We were getting like heavy accumulation just about this area, right? Just about 250 to 230, you know, a push high, right? So we actually need another wave for ZILLIQA. I'm looking for ZILLIQA to get us another wave, right? So you would be looking at just about this area. So I would be looking at like ZILLIQA going back up to like 340 to 330, right? Target for ZILLIQA 340 to 330. So 340 to 330. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you need your fifth wave. So but I'm not just sure if it's gonna get like more sell-off, because we just about at 382. We could come back down like to 50% pullback before a further move to the upside, right? So but it is we're not getting any reversal pattern, at least on the 4-hour time frame. Maybe on the lower time frame. Let's go to the 45 and see. The 45, 45 minutes, it seems like we're getting a reversal pattern. So we got 3 wave down, a double bottom. We could be pushing higher very shortly, but we also can get a fake out, another push just about this area. It's not going to change anything about the structure, right? You can get this double bottom, a push to the upside like you know, 382 or 50%, and then come back down to, you know, 50% pullback of this wave number 3, right? So that's very possible. But you know, as up to now, we got a reversal pattern on the lower time frame, and then we could go back up, like let's say at least a 6% move to the upside, you know, and decide if we want to go down and retest like a 50% pullback, or get, you know, just get the fifth wave. So but 330 to 340 is next target for ZILLIQA. All right, let's take a look at AION. When you take a look at AION is looking great on the lower time frame. We got this big sell-off to the downside, like after we hit like almost 300. I give a target. I gave a you know, a signal for AION when AION was making this move, right? Let's go back to 4-hour. When AION was making this move, just about this area. Just about this area, right? So you go back to my trading view. Let's go back to AION. Exactly, AION looking to break out. That was like a May 24th, right? So I said like AION gonna, you know, most likely gonna break out to just about like 340 range, or we can just, you know, break to the downside and then retest this area. So when you take a look at the what happened, like we came back down, just we kind of short, right? But we, you know, exactly at this target of like almost like a 300. So I'm looking for this move to 340 very shortly from AION. So let's see how it's going to play out, right? So but AION is not looking bad at all. It's not looking bad at all. It's not looking bad. So and if you take a look at the and you know, if you take a look at the reversal pattern, you know, we just about like a 0.618, right? So it is a good sign we are reversing from a 0.618. So it's not going to be a quick reversal, but at least you know, we're getting some sort of rejection from AION. So Let's take a look at IOTA. IOTA is looking very complex. You know, from this area we got a big move to the upside, and then you remember, like, I was holding, like, I was pretty big on IOTA just about this area. We got this fake out, and I said, like, IOTA gonna push back high, and you know, that's what we exactly did, right? So we got this big fake out just about, like, I think like a just about like a 5,000 level, right? So a push to the downside, you know, double bottom, a big move to the upside. So it's not looking bad, but I'm looking for IOTA to give us a better reversal pattern. Right now it is just moving like a, you know, sideways. The pattern is kind of complex, but it's not something like I'm familiar with, but we at least got, you know, we at least got a nice reversal just about this area, a 3-wave. So you're not sure, like, if like IOTA gonna make this move to the downside, another push to the upside. So you're just not sure. So you're just gonna have to wait for confirmation, or, you know, a better sideways correction before we move to the upside. But as up to now, it's not giving us like any, like, a, you know, aggressive move to the upside. So the buying pressure on Binance is not heavy, so I wouldn't be like too confident, like saying IOTA gonna push higher. So it could be just waiting just about this area like the whole month. Hopefully not. So hopefully not. Let's go ahead and move on to NEO. NEO is not looking good at all, both on dollar value and then on BTC value, right? So we got a double top just about this area. Now we're coming back down, right? So no sign of a rejection on the daily. Even though BTC is going down, NEO is just like going down versus BTC also. Like most alt, they either like making like a sideways correction, you know, or they're pushing higher. But NEO is just, you know, the last 2 days is just like a pushing down versus BTC. It's not looking good at all. So, but I'm looking for a retest of just about this 170,000 sats or high, even like 190, just about this area, right? I'm looking for NEO to be able to get back just about this area, right? And then a slight correction, sideways correction, a push higher, right? But it is not looking good, you know. As up to now, we're not looking good at all. So we're not looking good. Even on the lower time frame, we're not looking good. So any sign of we don't have any sign of a reversal pattern yet. So, but at least for the short term, for bearish momentum, I would be waiting for NEO to get back to this area first before, you know, I'm looking for a retest of 190,000 sats. So at least. All right. Right, let's go back and take a look at a QDOM. When you take a look at QDOM, same exact pattern as NEO, right? So you take a look at a QDOM, it is basically coming back down to this level to find some support, right? We could be looking for QDOM coming back down just about this area, right? Just about this area. So just about this area before another reversal pattern. So it is going to give us a nice double bottom. So we got a double top, a push to the downside. So we could be anticipating a at least, you know, another push up to these levels, right? Just about like 50% pullback. So just about this area, like 50% pullback, just about like 400, like just like 41,000, right? So let's say 41,000 in that range, right? So, but we have to get like a reversal pattern. So I'm pretty bullish on a QDOM, at least for the short term. I'm pretty bullish on QDOM, but we have to get this you know, reversal pattern just about this area. We've been experiencing like heavy accumulation on Binance from QDOM. I don't know why, but you know, the buying pressure on from Qdom is pretty much heavy, right? So once we get this double bottom, we can you know, get another reversal pattern. So you would be looking at another 10% at least, right, to the upside. So let's take a look at VChain. VChain is looking great, like unlike a NEO and a Qdom, right? So you take a look at VChain, you know, it is, the volatility is kind of low. Take a look at it right here. VChain, the volatility is kind of low, but it is looking good, at least for the short term. You know, it pushed to the upside, coming back down almost 80% retracement. You know, another, you know, basically like same pattern we made, like just about this area again, another push to the upside. So I'm looking for at least like a VChain, not Qdom, to be able to come back and retest like a, you know, 110 in that range, right? So if you remember, like when Qdom was just about like 120, we were looking for, you know, Qdom to get like some support, like just about 100 sats, but you know, we fell down like to almost like 80 sats. So that's 20% below our target. So but we came right back, you know, to this area of like 110, you know, got some rejection. So but we're making like a nice nice double bottom just about this area. So I'm looking for at least, you know, VChain to be able to break this area of 110 very shortly. The volume is pretty big on Binance, like it's huge volume on Binance. So it is a big volume on Binance, even though like the volume doesn't say like it is pretty big, but the buying pressure is pretty big. So it's only like almost like 800 BTC, right? But you know, when you take a look at the buying pressure, people, you know, buying like you know, almost 2-3 BTC at the time, so at the same time. So the buying pressure is pretty heavy on Binance, so that's a good thing. But we could be, you know, facing, you know, a slight correction just about like 90 sats, you know, another push to the upside. But it is looking healthy. It is one of the, you know, healthiest coins, you know, right now on in the top 50, right? So let's take a look at nulls. Nulls is looking great, and I'm looking for nulls to be able to give us a big move to the upside, like a, you know, 40 to 50% move to the upside. It's just going to take some time, but I'm looking for nulls at least very shortly to you know, give us a very, very big move to the upside. We hit target, you know, that's the setup I had on trading view. We hit target, the first target, but you know, we keep getting rejection, right? So you can see that we got rejection just about like 101. You know, we got another rejection just about like 105. So most likely the next move, we're not even gonna get any rejection from this area of like 101. We're just gonna go straight like to let's say first week of May prices, right? Target number 3, just about this area. So you would be looking at, you know, a 35% move to the upside, you know, very shortly from nulls. So because nulls and chain link, they've been moving together like almost like this entire, you know, like you know, uptrend and downtrend, they've been moving together. But you know, chain link just got like some big news, and you know, and nulls is lagging behind. So but very shortly we could be looking for nulls to like a retest like you know, 120 in that range, right? 120, I mean 12,000 sat, right? So 12,000 sat. So let's move on to QKC, right? I know somebody asked about it last time, so and I've been following it so since then. So it is a nice bottom formation we got just about this area. So it is a very easy pattern, just like that, right? So just like that, a double bottom. I'm looking for this move just about this area, come back and retest let's say this area, almost a 60% move to the upside. So I think like this coin is pretty bullish. You know, I got a setup on it of I got a setup of this coin on my trading view. You go back just about this area. QKC, YB. Just about this area. So I got a setup, you know, of this coin on my, you know, trading view. It is basically following the pattern so far. So let's see if we're gonna hit target 1, 2, 3, and you know, go much higher. So, but we're looking good so far. We came back and retest this blue box. So I'm looking for target 1, which is just about just about 310. Right now it is just about 270. So it's not that far away. No, so we could hit 310 very shortly. So, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. All right. All right, so target is just about this area first. We have to break this area, but the medium term target is a 60% move to the upside, just about this area. But short term target, we have to break like 300 to 320 in that range, right? But that's the ultimate target of you know, almost 400 sats, right? And then we could get there very shortly. All right. Let me take a look at the chat room. All right, so let's go back to BTC. Let's go back to LTC first. We already talked about BTC. LTC is giving us a nice bull flag just about this area. You take a look at the daily time frame. It is looking great on the daily time frame, right? So it is looking great. We got this double bottom 0.618 pullback, just about like a 0.0115, like we said, like since Litecoin was just about like 0.016, right? Just about this area. We say like Litecoin gonna drop another. Let's see. Litecoin gonna drop another 30%, and that's what it exactly did. A double bottom, a push to the upside, a nice flag. So I'm looking for Litecoin to push higher, so very shortly. So we got this double bottom, a move to the upside, and a nice flag, right? So look for Litecoin to retest these highs just about this area, right? I'm looking for a big move to the upside, you know, just like a 20 to 30% move versus BTC very shortly. So Litecoin is just about like $100. So, you know, if BTC stays just about like a, you know, 8K, a 30% mover versus BTC gonna take us like to 130. So that's very possible for Litecoin to do very shortly. So because we already hit like almost 120 on the dollar value. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the NEBLIO. I didn't see you. Hey, what's up, Vet? I didn't see you about your NEBLIO. NEBLIO is not looking bad, but it doesn't have a lot of volume, so the move to the upside can be very surprising, right? So I got this set up from on TradingView, so I'm looking for NEBLIO to break to the upside. But like, let's say we get a fake out, we could we could like get a let's put it just about this area. We could get like a big support from this area, a push to the upside. So it is making the same pattern the rest of the crypto is making, so I don't see like why NEBLIO even like gonna break to the downside. But just to be safe, like let's say I see like NEBLIO gonna, let's say I see like NEBLIO, get back down to these areas, I'm just gonna be waiting for a big reversal. So, but we could get a big reversal very shortly. We might not even like have to come back down to these levels. So, but let's just wait and see, right? So, but that's the setup I got for NEBLIO. So yeah, that's the setup I got for NEBLIO. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at which coin I think like gonna be making a big move to the upside very shortly. GRS and Power Ledger, they got the same. Let's go to GRS first, Grocery coin. They got the same exact pattern. So yeah, which coin we just talked about again? NEBLIO. So GRS, NEBLIO, and the Power Ledger, they got the same pattern. You see, I just changed the screen. Let's go back to NEBLIO. You see, they got the same exact pattern. So you know, a double bottom or triple bottom, whatever you want to call it, but they got the same exact pattern, and I'm looking for a big move to the upside, either from NEBLIO first or GRS. So Power Ledger is not, it could push higher first, but it's not looking that strong. Like the accumulation move on Binance is not that, it's not that heavy, so it's not that heavy. But GR has been experiencing like a big accumulation move on Binance. Like people have been buying it a lot. So let me take a look at it shortly. So yes, people have been buying like a lot of GRS. So but I don't think we're gonna get a breakout, you know, like the next couple of hours or something like that. We could retest like just about like a 4500 right before a push to the upside, because we got a big resistance just about 5,000, and then we now like a 4950. So we're at 4950. Let's take a look at a pullback from this area. A pullback from this area, we could be looking at just about like 8,000, right? 8,800 range. So 8,800, just about this area, and you would be looking at almost a 70% move to the upside, because you gotta remember GRS is, I mean, a grocer coin is pretty much very aggressive. You know, if you remember, like back in 2017, it used to move like 80%, 90% in one day. So for grocer coin to move like a 60% in one day, it's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and take a look at Power Ledger. Power Ledger, same exact pattern. So you know, but same exact pattern. So you would be looking at another pullback from Power Ledger, just about 382. Also going to take us to let's say another 30% move to the upside. So it is not bad at all, since BTC is, you know, most likely going to be cooling down very shortly, right? So most of these coins, they're going to be popping out of nowhere, and then you know, you'd be like, you know, I didn't know Power Ledger was that aggressive, but it is giving us a big signal with, it is giving us like some big signals with this like a big move to the upside, some big rejection. So a double bottom, a double top, double bottom, we most likely going to come back down to this area of a 2000 level. So right. So Power Ledger, GRS, and NEBLIO, they got the same you know, signature right now, so they could be moving at the same time also. GRS, NEBLIO. So let's go ahead and take a look at Walton, WTC. Walton is also giving us the same exact pattern, but I'm kind of bearish for some reason for Walton, right? So like let's say if Walton break this area of like let's say 20,000 level, like it is at just about like 25,000. So let's say if we break like 25,000 level, right? So I'm looking for Walton to, you know, drop another 20% at least, right, versus BTC. I'm pretty bearish on Walton if Walton doesn't like you know, doesn't get a support from a 20,000 level, right, 25,000 level, right? So I'm looking for a, you know, 20 to 25% drop versus BTC before we get another pattern just about this area. Even though like it got the same pattern, but this rejection, the rejection we got from Walton just about this area is pretty big, right? So it is pretty big. If you go back on my trading view, I got the same setup, right? Let's see. For Walton, I put this Walton correction just about this area on the 28th, right? So you take a look at it, we're following the same pattern. I'm pretty right. you know, we're following the same pattern, right? A big push to the upside, we're most likely going to come back down to this area of a yellow box before, you know, a further move to the upside. So, but we have to hold strong this area of a 25,000, 25 in that range. We have to, you know, we got to be able to hold strong, right? It's actually 200. Yeah, it is 25,000. So we have to be able to hold strong, otherwise we're going to just get like into this yellow box before it further move to the upside. So, but it gave us like a 40% move like last week, so it's not that bad. So we got this 40% move to the upside, right? Or 35% move to the upside, right? So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Let's take a look at the Ethereum. Ethereum is giving us a nice bull flag versus BTC. On the dollar, Ethereum is looking great, right? So, but it gives us a nice V shape. Most altcoins, they don't make this type of V shape. Only Ethereum was able to make this V shape. So, you know, most of them didn't make this V shape, like a big reversal after a big engulfing bearish candle, right? So Ethereum pushed like almost let's see, give us a 40% move to the upside. So it is pretty normal for us to for Ethereum to get a, you know, nice flag just about this area, right? We're gonna get this flag, you know, and then we're gonna push high. So Ethereum is looking pretty strong. The dollar value, Ethereum USD, it's not looking good. So if you really take a look at it, right, Ethereum got another 70% move to the upside, guys. So it is making the same type of correction BTC made just about this area. If you remember, like I just showed you recently, right, BTC made like a Litecoin made a 60% move, you know, after, you know, it broke out of this area, right? BTC made a 70% move. Most likely Ethereum gonna make a 60 to 70% move from this area. So if you take a look at it versus a dollar, right, you take a look at it, Ethereum is looking pretty good, guys. Pretty good. So you're looking at Ethereum just about like almost like 350 to 400, right? Let's say 390, right? 390 range. So yeah, 370 to 390, right? So it is a beautiful pattern, just like Litecoin, man. I told you guys, Litecoin got the blueprint. Let's go back to Litecoin, LTC, BTC. You go back to Litecoin, just about this area. Litecoin made the same move Ethereum is actually making right now. So keep that in mind. So Litecoin made a 67% move after this correction. So BTC made a 70% move after this correction. So, and if you really take a look at it, you know, it's the same exact pattern, you know, same exact pattern. So same exact pattern. So Litecoin got this, you know, nice, you know, inverse head and shoulder, a push to the upside. So Ethereum is just giving us like a rising wedge. So and also you got to think about it, right? If Ethereum is bullish on the dollar value, and then it's kind of bearish on the on BTC value, so you got to think about it, right? So if the dollar value of Ethereum gotta push to the upside, it means like Bitcoin gonna be pushing to the upside. But Ethereum is not even that bearish versus BTC. It's just like it is pretty much bullish versus BTC, because it is making a bull flag, right? Let's take a look at it again. So it means like Bitcoin gonna be very bullish shortly, right? So Ethereum is not bearish versus BTC. It is making a nice bull flag just about this area, right? So nice bull flag. But when you go back to the dollar value, it is also very bullish. So it is bullish versus BTC, and it is also bullish versus the dollar. So it means like BTC has to either, you know, stay at 8K, or BTC gonna be keep going up while Ethereum is going up. So, but I'm looking for Ethereum target is just about Let's get it. Just about this area of 370 to 390, right? So 370 to 390 in that range. So I'm looking for Ethereum to be able to get into this box, right? $400 Ethereum, guys. $400 Ethereum. People are sleeping, man. We could even go higher because we don't have any resistance just about this area. So we could even like go back like to $500 Ethereum, because that's the next area of resistance. But just to be conservative and then like follow the same methodology we did with Bitcoin when Bitcoin was just about 5K, we could be looking at Ethereum just about this area. So keep that in mind. So Ethereum is extremely bullish, guys. It is extremely bullish. It is extremely bullish. So, and if you go back to my trading view, I got the same setup for Ethereum when Ethereum was just within that rising wedge. So let me show you Ethereum. So come on Ethereum. Just about this area, Ethereum looking promising. So that was like May 11th, right? You take a look at it, we got this rising wedge, and our target is the same exact target, right, within this range. So look at, we basically following the same pattern I drew like almost like a month ago, May 11th, right, before this breakout. So I'm looking for Ethereum to get back to this area for let's say 470 to 500 in that range. So keep that in mind. It is extremely bullish. So extremely bullish. Let's go ahead and move on to Bitcoin Cash. Let's take a look at versus BTC. Bitcoin Cash, it's not looking bad. I was thinking like Bitcoin Cash is going to come back down to this level of 0.618, but we got a big support from 50%, right? Last time updated Bitcoin Cash, I was looking for Bitcoin Cash to come back, but we kind of short of this. Let's see, just about this area of 0.04, 0.05, let's say 0.05. We got a big support from this area of 0.04, 0.05, right? So it is looking good. And then I'm looking for Bitcoin Cash just like Ethereum to push higher. We got a double bottom, a push to the upside, sideways correction. I'm looking for a retest of this, just about this area. I'm looking for Bitcoin Cash to be able to retest this area. But I was pretty bearish on Bitcoin Cash when Bitcoin Cash was making this sell off to the downside. I was looking for a 0.618 pullback, but we did not get it. So, but it is still good, right? 50% pullback is still a good thing, right? To be accumulating just about this area. So, but I'm looking for Bitcoin Cash with a big move to the upside. Another retest, right? Another retest of this top, right? Since like BTC is down, right? So we could be retesting this top and then get a nice double top, right? And BTC gonna go up, and then Bitcoin Cash dollar value gonna go up. So keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. But Ethereum is extremely bullish. It is extremely bullish, man. Extremely bullish. All right, that's about it for today. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at a BTC for the last time. Not for the last time, but again, right? Take a look at BTC. Nice, beautiful correction. Beautiful correction. A three-wave move to the upside, another three-wave to the downside. A beautiful correction, just about this area. Same exact correction. So same exact correction. Same exact correction. You got this to this, down to this area, right? So we just got a bigger volume. So that's the only reason why, like, we're seeing like a, big sell-off. That's the only reason. But BTC is looking extremely bullish, and next target is nothing but 11,000, right? We even like gonna break past 9,000 very shortly. Next target just about this area, 11.5 to 12k. So 11.5 to 12k. 11.5 to 12k. And if you really take a look at it, also 11.5 to 12k is nothing but a 50% pullback from the entire move, right? So from the entire move, so that's 50% pullback from the entire move. So from like a 20k, right? So if you take a swing high to swing low, 50% pullback is nothing at 11 to 1200, right, in that range. So, and then we got a big resistance just about this area, so we're most likely gonna take a break, maybe get a flag, or we're gonna get another flat correction. So that's the only two things you're gonna get, right? When you're on a bull market, you're either gonna get a flag or a flat correction. You're not gonna get this like a big sell of 30-40% move to the downside, because it's not going to be a bull market anymore, with like a 30, 40, 50% drop. So we're either going to get this like a 10 to 15% drops. It's not going to be a big deal just to get like a nice flat correction, and another push to the upside. So, but I'm looking for a 1100 to 12,000, right? 11,000 to 12,000. 1100 BTC. All right, guys, that's about it for today. So I'm looking for a 11.5 to 12.5, right? 11.5 to 12.5. So 11.5 to 12.5. So all right, thank you for watching. I'm just gonna call it a day, and then I'm gonna be live stream like maybe in the next 12 hours or tomorrow, depending how BTC going to be doing, right? So thanks a lot for watching.